You're watching Star News, the news leader in Southside Virginia.
Hello and welcome to Real Conversations. I'm your host, David L. Wilson, and with me today I have he's a very familiar face to you and someone who we hadn't seen for a minute, but he's in town today, and we're going to chop it up. Mr. Tommy Bennett. How you doing, sir?
Good evening.
Good
How
evening.
are you today?
I'm wonderful. I'm wonderful.
I feel good all over.
And it would be better if we didn't have so much uncertainty out there. I know some of you are just wondering and sitting there puzzled, sitting there things are turning in your head. Why are we in the midst of a government shutdown?
Right.
I mean, it is crazy, the stuff that has been going on and the stuff that is continuing to happen on this day. And it's supposed to be a good day, a happy day, where you can sign up for healthcare insurance if you don't have it. It started today. You can go to healthcare.gov and find out all of the information that you need about it. There's a phone number that you can call. We'll give you that before the show is off. I mean, I went to the healthcare.gov site, and I was perusing through, and it's so easy to navigate through that system. They got questions and stuff that will answer for you to see if you qualify for coverage, certain types of coverage, and all that stuff. I mean, it is so easy.
And I had a lot of folks who called me today who signed up for.
Yeah.
And you know, the network was jammed up today.
Yeah,
that so many people were trying to sign up.
That's the interesting thing, and I got a caller. We're gonna get to him in just a second, but that's the interesting thing. The opposition party said there's not going to be any interest, and the American people don't want it, and this, that, and the other. But they shut down the site.
They said that
because of the fact that so many people were going to try to sign up. Hello, caller. How are you?
Yes, sir. I'm calling in because I heard you talking about the insurance.
Yes,
I've got Medicare, and I got a notice in the mail today that I'm just going to be covered through next month. And I've been on disability for I don't know how many years. And so I called this number on the paper, and they telling me to call the IRS, and the IRS is shut down. And so now, as of now, I don't even know if I'm going to be able to get any more insurance because everybody you talk to says the government's going to shut them down.
Yeah, well, that's something that we're having to deal with right now. There are certain services that are completely shut down as a result of where we are right now because they cannot get it together up there. The people that we elected to handle the business of this country, the ones that we elected to do the right thing, are the ones that are sitting up there fighting and bickering, and we're in limbo right now because of that.
Why can't they fire them 4 Republicans or something, the ones that's causing all the trouble?
Well, the thing is, people from their district elected them. So the only way that they can be eliminated is that the people vote them out, or that they do something unethical, that they get censored. Most of the time, they still don't get kicked out. They'll get censored for.
Or people go out and vote them out.
Vote them out. I mean, that's the only way to do that.
Out of their district, and they will receive their check.
Yeah.
They still getting theirs.
They will get their check.
Congress, I'd switch them around to where they're making pennies.
Yeah. See, and I think there's a bill that they were that Barbara Boxer or someone, I think the senator from California is trying to institute now, so that anytime they have a government shutdown, that the congressmen themselves won't get paid either. So they haven't.
One more question I want to ask you. I'll let you go. Where do you know of that we can sign up for insurance in case we don't get no more or something?
Go to healthcare.gov. Healthcare.gov.
No, I don't have a computer. I can't go down to the Medicaid office or something and try to get some assistance.
You can go to the Medicaid office. You can go to
absolutely
to Department of Social Services.
And later on, if you're watching the show, I'm going to find that number because I had the number earlier. I'm going to get that number and put the phone number out there where you can call directly to the healthcare.gov. To those people that will help you navigate through the system and answer your questions. I'll give you that.
And if you go down to social service and find Faye Brown, who will help you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. And you know that's the frustration that so many people are dealing with right now because of the fact that we have literally shut the government down. I mean, and I say this to everybody because I believe this. We are all responsible for this. And the reason why I say that is because if you didn't vote in 2010,
There you go.
and if you voted GOP, and I'm not taking this is my personal opinion, it's not the station, but my personal opinion. If you voted GOP in 2010, or you did not take the time to get out and vote, you are responsible.
And you will be in more trouble if you don't vote November the 5th of this year.
Yeah, that was one of the things that we were going to talk about as well, because the state offices, they really impact what's going on. Because right now the governor said that they're not going to expand Medicaid. That's under Republican governor. But if things change and we get another governor in place that may have a different opinion of it, it could expand Medicaid. And there's so many people in Virginia, in just Virginia, and probably North Carolina, that if they don't expand Medicaid, they will be falling through the cracks, and they won't be able to
Well, I'm going to tell you straight up, I am a staunch Democrat, and I'm going to tell you that, and this is no pun to the station. This is me. If Cuccinelli wins, we all going to be at Dan River on a boat.
Well, you heard it from him. Hello, caller, how are you?
Yes. You know what, y'all really are working this, but you know what, the thing everybody have to know, what's good for the rich people is bad for the poor people, and what's good for the poor people is bad for the rich people. The poor people can already get $10 an hour minimum wage.
Sad reality of where we're at now, because people are so caught up in their profits and how much money they can make in the 1% category or the upper echelon category, that they could care less about people that are below or that are on the bottom of the rung, that don't have jobs or don't have means to get by. I mean, where is the compassion in this world that we used to have? We used to have some type of compassion. We used to, in Congress, at least go out and talk to each other, go out and golfing, go out and you know, they say everybody was drinking in Congress last night, but go out and have a drink together and all that. They don't even do that anymore. They don't even get together across party lines.
But David, one thing people fail to realize, the Obamacare is a law.
It's a law.
It's a law. It was handed down by the Supreme Court.
Right.
Like it or not, it's a law.
And the thing is, why should the Democrats and the president negotiate something that's already on paper a law? Right. It's not a bill that's up before Congress again. This is something that was put in 2010. This is something that he ran on, first and foremost. He ran on that, and they voted him in. Right. Then 2010, it was passed. Then he ran on it again as president to get reelected, was reelected again. The Supreme Court upheld it as something that is constitutional. And why are we debating it again?
That's true.
Go ahead, caller.
Well, you know what? Republicans just come up and down because everybody gonna see that they liars, because this the Obamacare is not gonna raise insurance prices up; it's gonna lower it. Right. They don't raise it. So now they stuck. So they either got to try to get someone to put it on for a year so they can act like they're 60.
Right.
Maybe where it's better, right? But they don't go out on their limb. And everybody's throwing their limb off. They don't have no.
Let me go even further. Let me go even further than that. They had Craig Melvin had a gentleman on the other day from the Republican Party, a representative, and he clearly stated what their tactic is, what they were trying to do. They were trying to delay Obamacare for another year in order for the elections of 2014 to come around, so that they may pick up some seats in order for them to get rid of it, because they think that they're going to pick up seats in Congress and take the Senate back. So if they do that in 2014 and then we allow it to be delayed a year, then that would be a way for them to just go ahead and kill it. That's what the strategy is, to delay it, because they knew they wasn't gonna kill it. They wasn't gonna repeal it or defund it or whatever. So now they want to move back and say that we're compromising because we say we're going to delay it a little while, but you delay it for a year. That gives us time to work another strategy so that we can kill it completely.
I'm glad Obama is holding his ground, because
he's gonna hold his ground.
He shouldn't compromise because the fact that everything is on his side, the law and all of it.
Right.
So these people from there will go ahead and do what's right and get over it.
Right, and I feel strongly about this because there are 40 million, 30, 40, 50 million people, and then there are still those out there who have insurance, who are in between the cracks of insurance, not
Right.
counting those 30 to 40 million people who don't have it at all, that are having to deal with pre-existing conditions. They're having to
Right.
deal with companies dropping them when they get sick
Yeah.
or get
Or dropping their kids off
Right,
after
right.
they're 18.
And Michelle Bachmann used the term, if Obamacare is going to literally kill elderly women and children and this, that, and the other. No, if you don't have health care, if you don't have preventative medicine, if you don't have coverage that will cover you ahead of time and not before you get too sick for anybody to do anything, that will kill more people than Obamacare will ever do.
David, I want to ask a question.
Thank you, caller.
Thank you, caller. I'd like to ask a question.
Go ahead.
The Republicans, do they hate black people that bad that they will shut down?
I ain't even going. I'm not
the
even.
whole system?
I'm not even going there. I'm not even
You
going
know that's
there.
what it's about.
That-
That's what it's about. Let's say exactly what it is. If the health care, look how Medicare,
Part D, yeah.
Part D.
And we went along. And we went
everybody
along.
went along and voted.
We didn't like it that much. I mean, the Democrats didn't like it that
Right.
much, but they went along because it helped some people. But it
It
was a
helped.
big
It was
drain.
It really was. Now, what is wrong with everybody in the world has health care except for folks in the United States?
Right. And it's a sad reality. And I won't go where you went and talk about it.
Well, you know I'll go there.
They hate black people or anything like that.
They do.
I won't go
They
there
hate Barack.
because
They
that's
hate
the
they
person
hate
that they
the
hate.
president.
They are trying to kill the
And
country
why do they hate
at the
it?
expense of one man, trying to get one man, and that blows my mind.
I'm gonna say it. They
how
hate the fact that it's a black president who made some
I,
good
I, didn't, I didn't
decisions.
say that, y'all. Go ahead, caller.
Ladies and gentlemen, I say
Go
it.
ahead, caller.
Good evening, David.
Good evening.
You know who this is.
Yes, I do.
Nobody but trouble.
Yeah, well, I got Trouble sitting beside me. You might be Trouble Junior.
Well, I could be. Good evening, Ruby, and welcome back.
Thank you.
My opinion is the Republican Party, to my opinion, is racist towards the poor, the middle class, and mostly they're showing their true colors by shutting down our government because our President of the United States, who I voted for, outsmarted them and outthought them. That's why they're trying to, without crying the blues in front of everybody.
Yeah, that's sad because I believe that I put a tweet on Twitter that the halls of Congress has officially become a daycare center for whining babies, and I long for the day that the grown-ups really come back to Congress because it's a bunch of kids up there, and we've elected them to represent us. We've elected them because we thought that they were used to be statesmen. We thought that they were, I guess, smarter than we were, and evidently they have dialed into a certain, this 2010 where they were able to gerrymander districts,
Right.
and they don't care about a certain portion of their constituents.
They
They're
don't.
supposed to represent all of their constituents, but it seems that a lot of them do not care about all of their constituents, just a certain
Right.
portion or the loudest vocal portion of them, because sad to say, the Tea Party is holding the entire Republican Party hostage. I mean, and the entire government right now, and they are the loudest and most vocal. And it's really sad that we have gotten to this place where we're shutting down the government, and it's costing us $200 million a day for
Right.
them, and we're going to have to go back and recoup that money, which we wouldn't even had to if they had just sat down and reasoned together as adults. And it bothers me. And I know how many callers out there that it probably bothers as well. And we're going to take your phone calls tonight.
Everybody, I want to say, everybody who did not get out and vote in this last election and doesn't plan to vote in this election, you get what you deserve.
Sad but true. I agree with that. And
you did not vote-
it is important. It is important because we have a governor's race coming up in Virginia. We have House of Delegates races coming up in Virginia.
Right.
We got other offices that are coming up in this year that really affect us even more so than the federal government. And if we don't take the time to look at the candidates
Right.
and get out and vote and not just wait for everybody else to do it, then that what you just said, you get what you deserve.
This area could make a clean sweep if everybody would get out and vote.
Get out and vote. Thank you, caller. And you know, I always look forward to you. Do you have anything else to say before I go to commercial break?
Reverend.
Go ahead.
You are right. The Republican Party is prejudiced towards our president, and they're just sad about it, and they're going to reach the day they started something they can't finish.
I thank you for your
Thank
call.
you.
And I'm sure we're going to have people that's going to call and disagree with what we're saying and what the callers are saying. That's what the conversation is all about. And we will take your phone calls, but we'll be right back after these messages.
You're watching Star News, the news leader in Southside Virginia.
Beat the heat! Air conditioners starting at $60. Cool your ride down with rims starting at $175. Keep your knees in the breeze and stay cool on scooters starting at $800 here at Pawn America. Now what could be cooler than all of this ice? Diamond rings starting at $149. Beat the heat and stay cool with these prices here at Pawn Shops America, 1380 Piney Forest Road, 836-0101. Give us a call.
I'd love to change careers, but I have to go back to school and learn new skills.
Danville Community College has programs to teach whatever skills you need.
Well, how would I pay for it?
They offer some financial assistance, like that new grant for students in the Product Design and Development program. It pays for tuition and books.
Oh!
You'll learn how to use computer-controlled equipment to design and produce new products and earn an associate's degree. You can take the classes at the Danville campus or at the Southern Virginia Higher Education Center in South Boston. Just call DCC at 434-797-8565 or contact the Higher Education Center, 434-572-5505.
Thanks, man. I'll do that.
Safe Driving School of the Piedmont has new summer classes. Driver's training in the classroom, behind the wheel, and driver improvement. Driver's training class offers homeschool, private school, third-time failures, and just folks needing help. Safe Driving School of the Piedmont, behind the wheel with no waiting list, and they always have room. Call 434-791-2223 or 434-441-1087. Or you can email rickyfugate40@yahoo.com.
Hello, I'm Phil Gardner, and when I'm not in the courtroom, my idea of relaxing and having a good time is working out here on my farm. If what you do to relax and have a good time has been ruined by injuries you've received in a motor vehicle accident, give us a call. We know what to do to help you.
Here's the latest from Stone & Company. Just arrived, a truckload of famous brand pillows for only $5. Apparel, camo, and fleece for the entire family at rock-bottom prices. Accepting all major credit cards. Located next to Shoe Carnival and behind Wendy's on Riverside Drive in Danville. Open 7 days a week, Monday through Saturday from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. and 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. on Sundays. Stone & Company, Danville. Rock-bottom prices.
Shoppers, it's the event you've been waiting for. It's the 10 for 10. 10 for 10 is back again. The young and the old, they're excited about these Pringles stovetop stuffing. You've got hot dogs, bacon, Lunchables, Botany sausage, pizza rolls. You have orange juice, biscuits, lettuce, vegetables, Sunny D juice. You have Hawaiian punch, mushrooms, Totino's pizza. I tell you, you cannot beat this at Save-A-Lot on Piney Forest Road. This is Lauren, the Saving Maven Hudson. You got baby carrots. You got Chef Boyardee. Look at her. She just can't contain herself. This is the sale you've been waiting for. The sale you've been waiting for. Okay, come on in. I will see you there. Don't forget your coupons. It is 10 for 10 at Save-A-Lot on Piney Forest Road. Come on in. I'll meet you there. Don't forget your coupons. 10 for 10. 10 for 10. 10 for 10. 10 for 10.
There are hundreds of new items and new lower prices. Stop by the newly renovated Save-A-Lot, Piney Forest Road, Danville.
You're watching Star News, the news leader in Southside, Virginia.
I'm your host, David L. Wilson, and I'm here with Tommy Bennett. You know him as Aruba Bennett. Aruba Tommy, yeah, all that stuff.
Yes.
And we're talking about what has taken place today. We have had two major events take place today as a result of our federal government. First and foremost, good thing. We'll talk about the good thing first. Obamacare, the Affordable Care Act, the exchanges are open today. Today, as of October the 1st, the exchanges are open, and you are able to, if you don't have health care, or if you're looking for a better plan or what have you, you can go to that site.
Sign on and go on to the
And I'll let my caller tell you a little bit more about that. But then the other part of it, we are in the midst of a government shutdown because of that very act, because of that very law that is in place.
What are they going to do about it?
They are holding the
Supreme
government
Court
hostage. Yes.
made it a law.
Yeah.
Don't they understand that?
Evidently not, because they have been fighting this. As of today, 46 times Congress has voted in some way to defund, delay, or whatever Obamacare. They have wasted 46 times to try to undo something that is a law, and that is a sad fact. We got so many other things that are wrong today. We got people need jobs. You don't see them coming out with a jobs bill. People need so many other things. They're trying to cut food stamps for people who need it when they don't have jobs. How are they going to survive if they don't have jobs and enough for the people to do? And I know my caller
they won't even raise minimum wage.
Won't raise minimum wage.
We got adults. I have friends who work at Hardin.
Yeah, I know.
And McDonald's.
Me too.
They're adults. They're not kids.
Right.
What's wrong with giving them $15 an hour?
I mean, some people may argue that, but at least raise it from $7. Nobody can survive off of $7.25. Hello, caller. How are you?
Well, good evening, Tommy, and good evening, David.
Good evening.
Good evening.
First of all, I want to thank you for inviting me to the event this weekend. I learned a lot. I thought it was well worth my time.
And
I hope that in the future, when Brother to Brother gives any other events, y'all call me in any capacity that you need me.
Absolutely.
I enjoyed the dialogue and the conversation.
We enjoyed having you as well.
Yes, I appreciate it. It was well intended. And to you, Tommy, I want to say I'm glad you're back in Danville. I'm glad you're being vocal. I am glad you're standing up for your rights under the Constitution, because it's so sorely needed in this area. As this TV station, this hour for this talk show is so critically important.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
I want to put a qualifier on something. I know that there are Republicans and Democrats alike whose hearts are in the right place.
Right.
Now, I do know that. I know this. There are Republicans with hearts in the right place and Democrats with hearts in the right place. But it takes courage to do the right thing.
Absolutely.
Now, I want to qualify something. If someone said that I hated somebody or you hated somebody and put a label on me, if you're not like that and you're a Republican, then you ought to call and say he's wrong. I'd be more than happy for a Republican to call in and to say that they don't hate black folks.
Right.
See, this is the kind of dialogue we need when we get talking race dialogue. People need to step up to the plate.
Absolutely.
That's so correct.
Is reality.
Right.
You had your guest that made the statements about the Republicans. If it's not true, then there's a problem. Perception is reality, and we have to step up and knock down myths that are in society.
And that's right. That's right. That's exactly right. And I want you to hold that thought right there. And not only do I want them to come and talk about it and say it, but I want them to prove it. I want them, especially those in Congress, especially those who have the power to change things, I want them to prove it in what they do and how they vote and how they enact laws and how they try to fight against laws that are good for everybody. When you try to cut things like food stamps, when you try to cut the Affordable Care Act that affects so many people's lives,
Right.
especially people in the middle class and poor people, especially those. When you show me, and women also, because under the Affordable Care Act, women are not going to be paying higher premiums
Right.
than men. I mean, it's almost like a war on poor people, the middle class, and women.
Right.
And you know, that's a sad fact.
And it's amazing how Republicans want to get into your bedroom.
Yeah, but
They
they want the government to stay out of everything. But they want
but they want to get into your bedroom.
Yeah.
They want to control women.
Right.
What they should and shouldn't take.
Right. Go ahead, Carla.
What kind of mess is that?
I know you had a lot to say on that, but go ahead with what you were saying.
So today, October the 1st, was the official day to begin to sign up. October the 1st through March 31st of 2014 is the open enrollment period to go on healthcare.gov to sign up and register to get information about health insurance if you're uninsured, if you have an insurance. And you're going to need an email address if you go on healthcare.gov.
Mm-hmm.
And it's very simple. It'll walk you through. But the 800 number, the toll-free 800 number, if you don't have access to a computer, is 1-800-318-2596.
Thank you.
1-800-318-2596. You have until March the 31st to get insurance. Now, don't let anybody fool you. You may think, well, you don't need insurance, but if you live long enough, you're going to get sick.
Absolutely.
That's right.
Something in all of our bodies right now that's working to kill us. So don't be under an illusion.
Right.
Because you think that you're young and you got time. You don't have a crystal ball. You're going to need insurance.
Yeah.
Look, you will get a ticket if you don't have car insurance.
Right.
You are in trouble. It's mandatory
Right.
that you have car insurance.
And you'll get a ticket if you don't have
Yeah.
health insurance.
And
Now
your body is just like a car.
Yeah.
If a red light comes on and you don't go to the doctor,
Yeah.
if you blow your engine in your body,
most
your
time you
body
don't get
will
another.
let you know
Yeah.
it's time for a physical.
Yeah, and they've done so many wonders of modern medicine and all that stuff.
Right.
But most of the time you can't get another engine.
October the 1st. This is breast cancer month.
Yeah, absolutely.
How many men and women can't go to the doctor today
To get a
a checkup or get a mammogram because
Right.
they don't have health care?
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
You can do it today. Go online. I'm telling you, the lines were jammed up, and I was happy.
Right, I was listening to this lady today, and she was talking about her son who died from colon cancer, and she was telling us about how the doctor wrote on his medical chart, he needs a colonoscopy, but he can't afford to get one, and the young man died because he could not afford to get a colonoscopy in order to treat or to see how bad his situation was. That's the type of situations that we need to look at and know that we need universal health care.
Yeah.
I know this is not totally universal because a lot of people want single payer or different things, but
Right.
it's we're getting closer to everybody being covered.
And look how many of our brothers who are diagnosed every day with prostate cancer.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because they didn't go in and get a PSA
Right.
exam.
Right.
They did not go in and get blood work.
Yeah.
And this is something I would like to say. The federal government does not regulate insurance in your state.
Right.
That's what the state commissioner of insurance does.
Right.
The policies that that will be available in Virginia and North Carolina have already been set up with the state insurance commissioner and the providers that they have contracted to sell you a policy with.
Right, right.
So if somebody tells you that this is about Obama
And a government
this is about
takeover.
your health,
Yeah.
It's not a government
this is about
takeover.
your health.
Right.
Yeah.
It's
And you need health insurance. Don't fool yourself.
yeah.
If
You
go
do
to
need
the
health
doctor
insurance.
Or the emergency room, if you don't have an insurance and you mess around and you take a chance, when you go up there, believe me, they're going to saddle you with a bill that if you're not sick by the time you leave out there, you will be.
Right.
That's right.
They're going to charge you.
Yes.
Now, the next thing I want to say, and I'm going to make it brief tonight, November the 5th is election.
Yes.
November is an election.
Right.
If you are a Democrat or a Republican, it is time to be heard.
Be heard.
It is time to stand up
Great point.
and to vote because
That's what
this
you
area
said.
is
You
changing.
got to vote in this election.
Absolutely, absolutely. And done. We were talking at the break. They are putting a lot of money in Danville to rebuild Danville. And if you're going to be part of the future, you need to get some skills and education.
Yeah.
Yes.
And so it's no need of making that argument that you can do it when you get ready because
Right.
They putting the money into Danville.
Right.
You see the bricks,
Yeah.
sidewalks.
All
you
that
see the
stuff.
water. You see how much they're paying for the water fountain.
Yep. And that's what I liked about the fact that the brother to brother event, that
Yeah.
Delilah White was there, and she was able to connect with a lot of people that were looking. She was there.
Yeah.
She's helping people to do career development, to look
Right.
at something that they can do in the future, and to transition from what they may have been or what they may have been doing to something that will benefit them in the future.
And David, you know, they're doing all this construction downtown. Hopefully, somebody in the city will put up a sign to let us know that the new bridge is called the Martin Luther King Bridge.
Yeah.
Because it's not a sign.
Nobody knows
They
that.
got a little sign that's in a passing lane where you get ran over if you stop to read it.
And a bush is going to grow up in front of that sooner or
Yes.
later.
So hopefully they'll put a sign up that says, this is the Martin Luther King Bridge.
Yeah, go ahead, caller.
Finally, I want to say, and I'm going to get off because I know other people want to talk.
You know they dialing those numbers right now.
There's a future in Danville to be had. You've got to teach your children to be prepared. If anybody's under 65 and you're not retired, this is for you. Don't
Right.
sit around and wait for fate to happen to you.
Right.
You need to be making it to the community college, get your GED. You need to be taking care of your health so you can meet the demands of the future. And I want to say this. I don't care if you're Democrat or Republican, left or right, whatever your politics are. Treat people right.
Yeah.
Right.
Treat people right, you
Yeah.
find out you won't have to look over your shoulder all your life
Right.
and have to be sorry for what happened to your children and your grandchildren.
That's the word. That's the word of the night.
Yes.
That is the word of the night.
Everybody in the world got an opinion.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
Everybody has one.
Hello, caller. How are you? Hello, caller. I may have lost that one. They'll call back. Well, you know that treat people the way you want to be treated.
That's so
That
true.
is that is the golden rule.
That is.
That's something. Hello, caller. How are you?
How y'all doing?
Doing
I
very
feel
well,
good
thank
all
you.
over.
I sure enjoy y'all's show. I want you to know, and I watch it. And y'all are right about this government shutdown. It's a shame, but the real shame is the American people trusting in our government.
Right.
Right.
Because let me say something. I'm in my 60s, and the Kennedys were assassinated, and Dr. Martin Luther King back in, and I mean, we basically know right now that our government had something to do with that.
Right.
And our government's been the most crookedest thing it was. And you see these senators and congressmen have been up there in Congress and the Senate for years and years.
Yeah.
You know, it's time for some young blood in there.
Absolutely. That's one of the things that I've been talking about. We need people groomed to step in and be statesmen and not just be politicians, because politicians and statesmen are two different things.
They are.
Because when you have statesmen and people that look at the good of the people, that's one of the reasons. I told a gentleman today on Facebook, I said that's why I don't run for any particular office, because I'm the type of person that looks at the bigger picture and how it affects more people, and not just what my constituents may say, because they may not look at the whole big picture, because all of those people up there in Congress are supposed to be working together to make things better for everybody in the country, not just their little small portion of the country, not just the small people that they represent. But yes, they're supposed to represent them, but at the same time, we're supposed to be making things better.
You know, I thought about, people said, Tommy, why don't you run? And I'm really thinking about running against Lee Vogel.
Hey,
and you know I beat him.
No,
I got recognition
I'm
and
not
I got
even
money.
I'm not even going there either. Go ahead, caller. Do you have something else to say?
But you know, our country was based on a revolution many years ago.
Yeah, and it looked like
government and this country has gotten so bad.
Right.
We're gonna have another one because young people's not gonna do without jobs and people without food. And sooner or later, it's going to be another revolution.
Yeah,
It is.
and we're headed that way now.
We are really headed.
And you know, there are a lot of people that have that type of radical mentality. But some of them, you know, revolution, when you're trying to make things better for everybody, is one thing. But sometimes people have that idea of revolution because they just don't like government.
Right.
They just don't like the fact that the government is doing. Yeah, there are certain portions of the government that have its problems. But there are also certain portions of the federal government that has helped so many people and have put legislations in and amendments in that has helped people and advanced the cause. And you have to look at the whole picture and not just hate government just for the sake of hating government.
I just can't believe that they would go through all of this just because they hate Barack Obama, and that he put this in place to help everybody.
Right.
I just can't believe it.
And people may disagree with that statement, but that's what a lot of us see. This was something not just arbitrarily thrown out there. This man and these people that worked to put this Affordable Care Act in place were looking to help the masses of people. We were looking at the trajectory of America and how jobs have been going by the wayside, people losing their jobs. So in between time, people don't have health coverage through their jobs. So therefore, he was trying to mend or put that safety net up under there. And for some reason, people don't see that.
That's true.
But I thank you, caller. Thank you for calling in and sharing your opinion. I appreciate that.
He is trying to help everybody. What is wrong with everyone having health care?
I don't see it. Nobody has given me a legitimate caller. You just hold on right there. We're going to take a break, and we'll be with you as soon as we come back from the break. We'll be right. We'll be right back after these messages.
All right, buddy.
You're watching Star News, the news leader in Southside, Virginia.
Hello, I'm Phil Gardner. When I'm not in the courtroom, this is what I do to relax. If what you do to have fun and relax has been ruined by injuries you've received in a motor vehicle accident, give us a call. We know what to do to help you.
Gardner, Barrett, and Shaw in Martinsville and Danville.
I'm Pastor Will Robinson at Soul Winners International Ministries in Martinsville, Virginia. We're just real people. Sometimes we have real problems, but thankfully we serve a real God. At Soul Winners, we are a full gospel-believing, non-denominational, Jesus-focused ministry. We invite you to visit with us for Bible studies on Wednesday nights at 6:30 p.m. or for Sunday morning worship at 11 a.m. or watch our broadcast on any Star News station. Join us at Soul Winners, where every member is called to win souls.
Mark your calendars for Saturday, October 5th at 10 a.m. when Williams Auction Company will offer a combination of estates and personal property at the Horse Pasture Fire Department, located on Highway 58 west of Martinsville, Virginia. Items include a restored 1960 Ford Fairlane Mayberry police car, restored 1956 Oliver farm tractor, 2003 Dodge Dakota 4x4, 1-ounce gold bar, and 1-ounce gold Krugerrand coins, collectible shotguns, rifles and pistols, slot machines, jukeboxes, large collection of local memorabilia, including tobacco tags, tokens, and milk bottles, a 1909 Martinsville People's Bank CD, Bassett furniture, area rugs, Victorian-style couch, large copper kettle, plus much, much more. Preview is Friday from 4 to 7 p.m. For listing and pictures, visit us at www.auctionzip.com. Williams Auction Company, 276-340-6441.
It's that time of year again. It's customer appreciation time at Lee's Tire and Wheel, and we're going to prove it. October 3rd, 4th, and 5th. Mark your calendars now. If you've got to dig into your life savings, your inheritance, or even your 401k, you're definitely not going to want to miss this. On top of that, lunch is on us, October 3rd, 4th, and 5th. Chick-fil-A, hot dogs, you name it. Come and check us out for our customer appreciation sale. 302 East Church Street, Uptown Martinsville, 24112, or give us a call, 276-638-3240. Get it at Lee's.
If your family is in need of a caring professional to assist with everyday tasks for your loved one, you can trust the staff at Peace Haven Health. Peace Haven Health is now accepting new clients. Our services include bathing, dressing, light housekeeping, cooking, respite services, temporary live-in, medication reminders, supervision, and more. At Peace Haven, we offer home health care for any budget. Reliable, honest, caring, capable, and dependable. At Peace Haven, we care for you and your loved ones. 434-799-5731, serving Southside Virginia. Peace Haven Health Systems.
Hi there, I'm Dr. Isaac Hill, Danville's new chiropractor. I'm located on Mount Cross Road, across from Outback Steakhouse. Are you experiencing any headaches, migraines, neck pain, shoulder pain, numbness and tingling in the hands, low back pain, sciatic pain? Have you been in a car accident? If you have, I want to see you today. My location is on Mount Cross Road, across from Outback Steakhouse. Call me at 434-797-4455.
You're watching Star News, the news leader in Southside Virginia.
To Real Conversations. I'm your host, David L. Wilson, and I'm here with Tommy Bennett, and we were talking about the government shutdown today. We're talking about the Affordable Care Act, the exchanges being open and be able to go on healthcare.gov, and one of our callers gave the phone number out a few minutes ago that you could call, and if you see that.
And also, you can call Contact Line.
Contact lines, okay.
And the number is 877-934-3576. And it's a 24/7.
Okay.
It's 24 hours, 7 days a week. It's a crisis line if you need to call in.
Right.
To ask questions about the affordable health care.
Right. And this is
that number.
give them that number again.
It's 877-934-3576. And it's a helpline to if you have any insurance questions.
Right.
You can just call in and they will be there. You all know Beth Ann James. Beth Ann is running an agency.
Okay.
In Martinsville called Contact. And Beth Ann, myself, and a lot of us are there.
Okay.
To help you. Faye Brown over at Social Services. Bible Way, all the churches
Right.
are here to help you.
Absolutely.
Sign up and get this done.
One of the things that you have to understand while you're doing this is not a simple process. You have to take the time to, I mean, it is simple, some of the things you go through, navigating the sites and asking the questions and getting your answers, but the fact of the matter, it takes time. You have to look at the plan suited for you. There are different levels of plans where you can choose from based on your income, based on your needs, based on your health, and this, that, and the other. But this is going to allow everyone, if we can, to get covered under some type of health coverage, so that we won't have to wait to go to the emergency room and pay
Right.
10 times what we would pay if
'Cause
we
a
had
lot of
done
folks,
it
David,
before.
I use emergency rooms like a doctor's
Like
office.
a doctor's office, and you know,
And
if you
they
go
should do that.
if you go to the doctor's office, you may pay a couple $100 or something for that
Right.
care. You go to the emergency room, you're gonna pay 10 times that, and
Yes,
then you're gonna
yes,
see a bill from a doctor, you're gonna see a bill from the emergency room, from the hospital,
From the
you
radiologist,
probably see a bill from the man standing at the door
Yes.
to let you in. But I
Yes.
mean, because we're paying so much money, we complain about the taxpayers having to pay so much money for those people going to use that service.
Yeah.
But we could save money if we get people preventive care, if we get people checkups, if we get people mammograms and all kinds of PSAs and different things like that. We can save money in the long run.
My commercial that I'm doing is called Early Detection
Early detection.
Leads to Early Correction.
That's a good point. That's a good commercial.
Okay?
Let's go to our caller. Hello, caller. I know we've been talking a lot. We give you a chance to do it now.
Good evening, David. Good evening, Tommy.
Good evening.
Good
How are
evening.
you this evening?
All right, Dave, I really enjoyed last Saturday.
Thank you. I enjoyed having you there.
I'm bring out something that a lot of folks don't know. There's a company
North Carolina, that the insurance company that insure all of their employees, they fly their employees over to Costa Rica for any surgery that their employees need. For an example, they had an employee to fly over to do a knee replacement.
Mm-hmm.
The average knee replacement in the United States will cost $30,000.
Mm-hmm.
You can get a knee replacement done over in Costa Rica for the price of $15,000.
Mm-hmm.
They showed another woman that did a breast cancer surgery, flew her over, and breast cancer surgery in the United States was $50,000. She got the same surgery done for half. Now, this is an insurance company that's based and established here in America.
Yes.
But this is what they do for the employees of this one particular company over in our next door neighbor, North Carolina.
Okay.
Now, for another issue, I don't know why the ignorant Republican Party, who is also being controlled by the Tea Party,
Mm-hmm.
that the United States already has $1 billion in debt.
Right.
The day it was moved by the Republicans cost the United States taxpayers $200 billion.
A day.
The
Yeah,
Republicans
absolutely.
did not care about the 80,000 employees.
800,000. Let me correct you on that.
800,000.
800,000.
Right. I was wrong. 800,000 employees without pay today.
Right.
But all the people in Congress got paid.
Yep.
They got paid. You know, congressmen get paid $3,400 a day.
Yeah.
Half of us don't even get that kind of money a month.
And they don't have work. I mean, they go when they feel like it, and they have sessions, and then they off doing everything else.
You know, I work for Congressman Jackson.
I know.
And I know.
Yeah.
I know how much time they get, and I know how much they make.
But we elect them to these offices
His
and just as
salary
fast.
was $184,000 a year,
Wow.
plus benefits,
Wow.
plus perks.
Yeah. And then these are the people that we elect, and we
Plus women.
we have to make sure that they are accountable to us. And you know, sometimes they're not accountable to us because we are not vocal. And that's why one of the callers called in and said she was glad that Tommy was here to make himself vocal, because a lot of us are not vocal enough to say anything when we have displeasure and all that. You know, one of the things that puzzles me so much about the outrage that the Republican Party has with this health care bill, 90% of it came from the Heritage Foundation, which is a Republican think tank.
Right.
90% of it came from Governor Mitt Romney's health care in Massachusetts. These are things that the Republican Party were backing years ago, and were trying to push out there as an alternative to Hillary care, to what the Clintons.
The Republican Party was down with this.
Right.
They approved.
Right. But then
health
soon,
care.
but soon
as soon as Barack Obama was elected,
that blows my mind. It blows my mind.
And the point of this, people, no one wants Barack Obama
to succeed.
To end
right.
his 8-year term. Number one, they didn't think he was going to win this second term.
Right.
Number two, so they're saying, well, since he won, we're going to block everything that he put before us.
Right. And I heard.
Let me tell you what I got in church. Michael, let me tell you this real fast. The Republicans can order a shutdown. But last Sunday, this past Sunday, I was at Bible Way Worldwide, and Apostle Campbell preached. You can shut down the government, you can shut down, but I'm going to tell you, I have to go there tonight, David. What Jesus has for us is for you. They can't shut that down. They can't shut the sun down. The moon is out tonight. Can they shut it down?
No.
There's a lot of things that they have any power. And all we got to do is stand up, vote, and do what we got to do.
Right.
and this Republican, this too shall pass.
Yeah, we can make a difference.
What
In
we
closing,
need to do really is stand up and be vocal about, like we said, I think all politicians today deserve no more than 3-year term in office. All politicians.
right.
The president should be the only one to do a 4-year term, and if he be reelected for 8 years, yes.
Right.
A politician finishes 3 years, he shouldn't be able to run again within another 4 passing years.
Right, and that's the way, and that's the way it was set up.
In another term, you know, by this shutdown, we don't know how long this shutdown gonna last.
Right.
But you can believe somewhere between the line of 5 and 10 years from now, some ignorant old white person gonna say, you remember when the government was shut down during Barack Obama's last session, that he did the shut? No, he didn't.
Right.
Your white prejudice did the shutdown.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
Because of somebody's color of the skin, and like Tommy said, you don't want to give this man the recognition and the credit of what he's doing well for the country. You could, you know, the Republican Party is ready to increase the debt. If they don't come back in session tomorrow, that's another $200 million.
In 2013, I just can't believe people hate black people that well that you were shut
See,
down.
y'all too. I'm good. Thank you for your call, caller. I appreciate you all the time. Y'all two gonna get us in trouble over here.
I'm ready to get in trouble.
But
That's what it's all about.
Hello, caller. How are you?
Hello, David and Tom. How y'all doing?
I feel good all over.
Doing
I'm
well,
fired
doing
up,
well.
girl.
I feel good myself because you know one thing, nobody fuck them people that voted for them doggone Republicans. But look, everything will be all right. Just like Tommy just made that statement, that's what I believe in.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
It's not gonna last.
No.
It's not.
What I'm saying tonight, that 800 number, I didn't quite catch that, but I caught the comic number. And my thing is just, you know, I'm ready to make somebody mad, and it might be you and Tommy.
Okay.
Why don't we turn this thing around and don't vote? What if we don't vote?
What?
Somebody answer that for me.
I can answer that, and I know Tommy can elaborate
yeah.
on that, because not voting puts your fate in other people's hands.
Yes.
And that's what happens, in especially the off years. The off years when people don't vote.
You got
If
to
it's
vote.
not a presidential election, then a lot of us will sit at home because
Yeah.
we don't think that those other elections are important. But you have to vote in every election because it's important, because
Look.
you're not allowing someone else to determine your fate.
When you vote, the choice is yours.
Right.
When you don't vote,
It's somebody
the
else.
choice is theirs.
It's somebody else's. Hello,
All
caller.
right.
How are you?
Yeah, man. Hey, how you doing?
Doing very
Look,
well.
How you doing, Tommy? Look.
Hey.
Hey, check this out. We got to vote now.
Got to vote.
Got to vote.
Yeah.
Correct that from the top.
Yeah.
Yeah, the first problem is, man, with Congress, man, number one, is for the rich people. See, that's why it's shut down. Because, see, number one, if it affects you financially, it would have never shut down.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
You dig what I'm saying?
Right.
Right.
Hey,
Right.
You see, that's the problem with that right there.
Right.
We got to fix that problem right there. You'll never have a shutdown no more long as you live.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Now the Obamacare and the Affordable Health Care Act, people, it's the same.
The same thing, and that's another
Right.
thing. They look at it. I listened to a lady.
Uh-huh.
Let me let you finish. But I listened to a lady today, and they asked her about the Affordable Health Care Plan, the Health Care Act, and Obamacare, and
Right.
what she thought about the two of them. And she was so down on Obamacare. Then she started praising the Affordable Care Act, and then the reporter said it's the same thing.
It's the same
And
thing.
she had that dumbfounded
Let
look
me
on her
tell you
face.
this. White people don't mind shutting this down, and they don't mind not having health care because they put their parents in a nursing home, and they don't go visit them no way.
Oh well, I'm not. I ain't going there. I'm not going there. Go ahead, caller. Finish what you were saying.
They ain't seen them since they put them there 10 years ago.
I'm not going there.
Today, and I'm gonna tell you something, man. We got some problems here in the United States.
We do.
Let me tell you, you got some ignorant people.
Yeah.
You know, they actually think that this is hurting President Obama. This act right here, it's not hurting him.
No.
it's not.
It's hurting people that don't have.
Right. Right.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Then you got people, man, that's missing out on their job. These people got to live. You
Yep.
know what I'm saying? I got a lot of family living in D.C., man, and they not working because
Right.
of this
Yeah.
situation right
It's government employees everywhere. We
Yeah.
got government employees right here in
Yeah,
Danville.
yeah, and it's going to affect a lot of things, because the way it's looking right now, this thing is going to drive right into the debt limit argument. And if they let us default again, or
Right.
get to that place where we're about to default, it's going to be a lot of jobs that's going to be lost. It's going to be a lot more money that's going to be lost. We're going to get downgraded again. The full faith and credit of the American government will be in jeopardy. I mean, there's so many things that will be a ripple effect from not just this shutdown, but if they don't increase the debt limit and be at a place where we can pay our bills.
I say everybody pull out your blue jeans and your sneakers, because we're going to have to march again.
Yeah, and you need to call your congressman. You need to call whoever it is that represents you and voice your opinion. Send them an email. Send them a Twitter message. Send them a Facebook message. Whatever. You need to voice that. Right now, the only thing that you can voice is election day, going to the polls and vote. But you also can call that representative or call Congress. There's a number out there where you can call directly to Congress and voice your opinion to your senator or your
And
representative.
come out and help. We need your help at the Democratic office.
Yeah.
You got an office right down there on Main Street at the corner of Main and
Right.
Union. Sure, the sidewalks are torn up, but you can come in through the Masonic Temple building. On the 27th of October, Senator Mamie Locke, she's head of the Black Caucus of the state of Virginia, will be right here in Danville to speak and to help. We got to get out and vote on November 5th.
Tommy, listen to this right here. Now, we're 47% black in the city of Danville.
Yes.
Now, we are the majority. I mean, people don't realize.
They don't realize that.
It's not being pushed. It's not being at the forefront.
Right.
So you got a lot of people that don't even realize how much power that we really have.
Right.
We got
in
the
the city
power.
of Danville. Now, what we need to do is vote. Okay.
Vote.
Put people in city council that's not afraid to represent us.
Right,
On
right.
our issue.
Right.
You know what I'm
Right.
saying? I'm not talking about the city's issue. I'm
Right.
talking about our issue
Right.
as a people.
We have
We
to
really
vote.
don't have that on city council.
Right.
And if you're talking about running time, you should go and take it from your old employees to work for run time and run.
Let me tell you, take it right from Jesse.
That's right. That's right. That's right.
You know,
Y'all have a nice night.
You
all right,
do the same.
You know,
You do the
back in the
same.
day, my dad, 50 years ago, and I was living on Albert Street, David, and my dad would come home and say, that Ella Camel can preach, and that he speaks the truth, and guess what? He ain't scared of white folks.
y'all got to go. Hello, caller. Quickly. Hello, caller.
Yes, I just want to make a couple of points. I'm a veteran, and I received my health care through the VA, and I'm grateful for that, and I'm glad that Obamacare is in effect now, and I hope many, many people will be able to receive the health care that they had not had, and those who have lost their health care. I think one thing that hasn't been said, that many people who have gone through hard illnesses and things like that have lost not only their income, but their houses, their cars.
Absolutely.
Right.
Absolutely. You're exactly right.
And I want to reiterate the fact that we all need to vote, and I'm grateful that the gentleman there to your left, or to your right, mentioned the Democratic office, because I will be there, and I just want to know what hours they're open so that I can go there.
They open at 9 o'clock in the morning, and they will be open to after 9 at night. We need everybody to come out to get out the vote.
See, now
we need volunteers.
So now I'm gonna
at
have to
that
have
office.
somebody on the show that's gonna have to say the other thing, because we got to give equal time and
Yeah,
all
you
that.
gotta get equal time.
But anyway, I
don't know about
appreciate
the
your
other
caller, and I appreciate your service. That most and foremost, your service that you gave for this country, and we appreciate all that you all do, and we hope that your your healthcare needs are met and that you have no issues with that at all. And that's why we think that this is important. Thank you. We think that this is important. Healthcare for everyone it should be something that's a priority and not something that's a political football that's being used. But we thank you. We wish we could take more calls. We'll be talking about this next week again, and we will be making sure that everybody stays informed and in the know, because this government shutdown is something that should not have happened. But we are grateful that we still have Obamacare intact, and them trying to defund it or whatever didn't work. But anyway,
And
hope
don't
you have
forget,
a wonderful night.
And please, whatever you do, you got any information that you need about the health care, call 877-934-3576.
And that'll be the last word for the night.
That's it.
Thank you, and have a wonderful evening.
And you can't do anything about it.